evening, everybody, and welcome along to One Hub Racing Season 18. This is the Podium Tiers pre-season race. The first time a pre-season race has been done at One Hub since Season 14, which was around Belgium. The track that the drivers will be racing at tonight is at Silverstone, but with a twist. Tonight, the drivers will be using a short layout tonight. First time that One Hub has used a short version of the track ever. So a new experience for the drivers as commentators and viewers. None of our podium tier commentators are here tonight, but you still got two commentators take you through the action tonight. My name is Jess, one of them. I'm head of broadcasting at One Hub Racing. And joining me in the commentary box, we both just came out fresh from racing in the prospect tier. It is Storm. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Good. So we got 16 drivers here tonight who are going to be racing in the pre-season race. The race is not mandatory for the drivers, but it's good to see quite a lot of drivers attending anyway, so that is good. So the British Grand Prix held annually since 1950s, also known for being the first ever race in Formula 1 back in 1950. The Britain's short track is 2.639 kilometres, 1.639 miles. It has 8 corners, 2 to the left and a lot of wide corners, 6 to the right, and 1 DRS zone towards the hangar straight. And the compounded tyres we got here tonight, we got the C3s, the C2s and the C1s. We've got 14 drivers that have set laps so far. And what can you expect from this tier of drivers? Because this is the middle tier of drivers this season. It used to be the bottom tier, believe it or not, ages ago. In season 15, season 16, it was the second bottom as well as season 17, but in season 18, due to the fact the points tier got added, it's now the middle tier. So Storm, what can you expect from these drivers?
Obviously the lap times are going to be quicker this evening from the other tiers that are the lower down tiers. The current pole time is a 44.0 by Colin Mason, so it's not that far off of the prospect tier or the points tier time, so it's going to be close, I think, from everyone in this tier as well.
Yeah, I think so as well. Good to see Colin's time as well, and Mason just pipped his fastest lap time with a 43.6. I didn't see what the pole time was in the points tier because that's been going on at the moment, but I'm interested to see what the other times are, so I'm going to keep a close eye on the drivers, so who's here tonight. So for the podium tier, we've got obviously Colin Mason on pole. We've got Jonas, who's just come across the line in second. He's in the Alpha. We've got JM69, who was our podium tier commentator from last season in third. We got Casper in the Racing Point in fourth. SD Mats in the AlphaTauri in fifth. A KK in the Williams in sixth. Risky in the Ferrari in seventh. We've got Alpha in 8th, who was in prospect last season, a big jump from him. Cloudy Balloons in 9th, we got Cam in 10th, Watsy, who I believe was in podium last season, in 11th, we got Rich in 12th, Neon 13th, Bannister 14th, Ali B in 15th, and Golds in 16th. Now, a few days ago, Storm, a lot of these drivers were applying for team contracts. 10 drivers got them through the team contract system, and 10 drivers had to wait a little bit to see what teams they would get from their teammates as well. A lot of drivers have already agreed in this tier. There's still a few drivers yet to decide, but you know, I like the team contract system at One Hub Racing. It definitely brings a little bit of realism, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it, you know, can potentially see different people the realism, as you said, as what we get in the real life F1 as well.
Yes, let's go on board with someone on an outlap, well, a flying lap around Silverstone short. It's very, very short, around about 44 seconds, 43 seconds. So here comes Tech Racing then. Alpha, as he goes through Abbey now, and he just goes past into the arm curve. You're passing heading into turn 2 now and 3. You're going to cut basically the Wellington straight and go straight to what is Chapel. A lot of people tend to invalidate there, so they've got to be very, very careful. Alpha seems to be doing it very, very well so far. Then you're going to be heading to the DRS straight, into the hangar straight. Looking quite good in sector 2 right now as you head towards Stowe. Easy to lose the car right there, and also easy to exceed track limits there. Now you're going to be heading towards Vale and heading in towards Club, heading towards the final corner, and that is a lap done already around Silverstone short, and it's going to be a 43.7 per Alpha. That puts him in P2. Not bad for a driver that was in Prospect here last season.
No, definitely. I think for him, he's made that massive jump as well. Also in the same car that he was in Prospect here with the same teammate, potentially with Apex Rogue as well, who's not here tonight. So is it going to be one of the dark horses for the season ahead with Tech?
Potentially, I could definitely see it, but the one that struck my eye as well is Colin Mason. He took part in the charity event last night as well, and he was looking pretty good there as well. He's teammate for the KK this season, and I've been speaking to him, and he's grown such a lot since he was racing in other leagues, but he's never raced in Run Hub before. He's been dying to take part, but unfortunately his work commitments clashed with it before, but he sorted it out, so he's able to race on a Friday night with it, and he's already setting the pace quite early on. SD Mats as well, who was in Podium last season. Let's see what he does. He's invalidated his lap, so never mind. As I'm seeing who else on the lap, I think everyone's about to go into the pits. Now, strategy-wise, Tide Egg, as we both realised in Prospect here earlier on, is not too bad. You're more than likely going to be using the soft twice in this race, because don't forget, the drivers will have to do a 2-stop strategy here tonight. And if they don't do a 2-stop, they will be disqualified. But I would say, because we can't talk about it in the formation that, but because we got something else planned for the formation that we'll discuss in a minute. But I have to say, look, judging by what a lot of people did in Prospect, it has to be soft, medium, soft.
Yeah, definitely, of course. The soft lasting around about 11 to 13 laps, the soft tyres. The mediums will last a little bit longer, roughly around about 15 to 20, and then you'll go back on the soft compound for the remaining laps. The fuel usage on this track is very high. You have to put a little bit extra in the car. Well, I did in the Prospect here earlier on this evening, just to make sure you do get around the 52 laps of this circuit as well.
I've learned that mistake in the Prospect here earlier. Well, I just kept the minimum amount of fuel, the default amount of fuel, but it turned out I had to save a few laps, which costed me a lot of time. So hopefully the drivers don't make the same mistake as they get through into their laps at the moment, as Casper is just going towards the final corner to start his lap. Now, looking back at the podium tier last season, it was very, very close. It went down to the final, pretty much final race, final lap last season, where it was a battle between Batinio and White Fountain, who both moved up to the position tier, and it came down to count back. White Fountain, I believe, got the fastest lap and had more wins or second places, so we ended up claiming the title that season. But with those two people out of the picture, we'll have a completely new, different podium tier champion this season. There's still a lot of names that I think could do it. Cam was the runner-up last season. He finished third, I believe, in the podium tier. He's in the Ferrari this season as well, due to his couple of wins he got last season. Any other drivers apart from, I would say, Cam and Tech and Colin that could be a good shout for the title?
I think it's very hard to call because it's only pre-season at the moment. But you can't count out people like Speed Risky, Cloudy Balloons. It's very interesting at the moment because all the drivers have gone, except from one, have gone all for the soft compound tyre. But one driver has gone for the mediums, which is obviously in the P16 at the moment with a 44.5. So I think Speed Risky and I would say Cloudy Balloons possibly.
Not a bad move, to be honest, but it is a short track. We're not going to expect to know the pecking order right away. We're going to have a think about it as we go into the next few weeks. Well, we won't be commentating this tier from next week. It'll be the other two commentators, but at least we get a little bit of a taste of it. Now, a few drivers were asked in the pre-race interviews on whether they were going to treat it as a normal race or are they going to do something different with pretty much all the drivers I've noticed as well, Storm. Everybody said that they're going to treat it exactly as it is a normal one-hub race, which, to be fair, is what I answered in my pre-race interviews as well. So it's quite a common answer as well. There's Johannes, actually, that did something different. He wanted to try some different strategies to normal to make sure he could survive this race and stay relatively competitive. Everybody else just wanted to treat it as a normal race, which is fair enough, but it is different due to the fact that it's not even a minute lap, it's like 44 seconds or whatever. But if you just treat it the same like your racecraft strategies, then it could help you prepare for the season ahead, I think.
Yeah, definitely, of course. It's pre-season, so you want to, get the laps under the belt, and, you might want to try the different strategies with it, obviously, if it was the normal Silverstone track. But with this one being under a minute, I don't know if testing strategies would be a good idea, but getting the laps under the belt, getting to know each other's pace, and if you still haven't picked the teammates, seeing out there who's round about where you want to be. Do you want to fight for the constructors, or do you want to go solo and try and get that Drivers' Championship?
Yeah, it's very important, I would say. In many seasons I've been at One Hub, all the seasons I've been at One Hub, I've always had my teammate in a party together, and we've learned so much from each other, both teammates, in terms of setup strategy and actually racecraft as well, and we can bounce off each other as well, even though we're different on pace, just like tonight. But it's sometimes a race as well for the ones who haven't got a team. They may be trying a team out tonight. There's quite a few from the other tiers that are actually trying drivers out for teams, which is quite nice. I think it was in Precision, I believe. I can't remember where, or Points. I can't remember what tier. But there's one driver that had two drivers in mind for the AlphaTauri seat, and they're trying one of them out tonight. And if that driver goes well, then they will pick them. And if they don't, they will pick the other driver. And yeah, a lot of drivers taking the constructors seriously, but don't forget the constructors and drivers champions, excuse me, they all get drivers and constructors trophies, as provided by our sponsors, Liam RBS and Vespertine. They're paying for the price for that, so thank you very much to them. So drivers will get the top 3 spots, will get trophies, as well as PSN and or Amazon gift cards, and constructors, they get some trophies as well. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, everybody is going out on their final laps now. Interestingly, Colin has probably left it a little bit late. I'm guessing he's pretty happy with his lap, so he's probably not going out again. But Ali B, who's left it to the last minute pretty much to get in a competitive lap, he's in second place. Where did he come from?
Yeah, definitely a surprise one in the qualifying session, as everyone is now on that penultimate flying lap for their flying lap. But yeah, I think getting out now is probably going to be the most crucial part of where you get out on track, because you want that clean air, you want that space where you can prep for potentially your final lap. As Tech is, I think, still in P3, as we've got yellow flags in Sector 3. I think that may be Ali.
Yeah, it was Ali B who was slowing down. He's going into the... Oh, I thought he was going to the pits, actually. He's not.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Williams Sector 2. No, Sector 1. It is...
Is he either a KK or is a KK because Colin's in the pits? He's not going to have time to get a final lap in, unfortunately. But the checker flag is about to drop right now, so we're going to follow people that are on their laps. It's going to be very, very quick. First is the 2 Ferraris. Cam comes across the line in P8. What about Risky? He stays in P12. Next across the line is one of the Haas cars of... nope, it's not one. It's Ali B's teammate of Johannes. He can only manage 5th place. Then we got a Racing Point. He could only manage in 4th place. So let's follow Ali B then. I don't think he's improving on his lap. His ERS is next to none at the moment. What about Cloudy Balloons? He is invalidated his lap, so he's not going to get a lap in as well. What about Tech Racing? Nope, he's in the pit lane right now. We've got a few people have retired from the session actually and binned it, but there we go. Jonas comes across the line to cross the final corner. What could he do? He does not improve in 9th position. And a KK slowing down. So that is it for qualifying. And Colin sends the benchmark and is on pole position for the first race of the season, the pre-season race, with a 43.689. Closely followed by Ali B in the Haas. 3 different constructors in the top 3, Storm.
Yeah, definitely. It's not something you normally get in real life F1, so it is different. And also to see a Williams take the pole as well, and fantastic qualifying from Tech as well. Coming up from 2 tiers below as well. So he must be absolutely loving it in P3 at the moment.
He must be. So let's go through your results then. So Colin Mason is on pole by 17,000 of a second with Ali B in second. We got Alpha Tech 31 Racing in third, Neon in fourth, Johannes in fifth, Cloudy Balloons in sixth, Casper seventh, Cam in eighth, Jonas in ninth, and KK in 10th. Those are the ones who'll have to start on the soft tyres. Everyone else will get free choice. That is SD Mats, Risky, Watsy, Rich 500, Bannister, and Gogs. We only have 16 drivers, so that is all your grid. With Watsy and Gogs only having their laps on the mediums, but still pretty good, decent lap on the mediums, I have to say. So fair play. We'll talk about the rest of our sponsors at the end of the broadcast, because right now, we're going to be having silence during the formation lap, because, unfortunately, we heard the news from Buckingham Palace on earlier on today, around about lunchtime, that Prince Philip has passed away at the age of 99. Has done really great service. He's been the husband of the Queen. He's done stuff for the Duke of Edinburgh too. Or he is the Duke of Edinburgh, but actually set up the Duke of Edinburgh. So he's a really formidable figure in the royal family, and he will definitely be missed. So until the end of the formation lap, both me and Storm will fall silent to pay respects to him, and I'm sure you will do the same as well. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the podium here. We just had our silence to pay respects to Prince Philip, and we're about to get started with some racing. It is Colin on pole, Ali B alongside, as we're waiting for the last few drivers to make their way onto the grid to start the opening, the pre-season race for the podiums here. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to come out on top today and who you think is going to be a person to watch out for in the season. The 5 red lights are about to come up on your screens right now. There's a long hole, but anyway, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights here in Silverstone, and we are underway. It's a pretty decent start from Colin. Also a good start from Ali B as well as they make their way down towards turn 1. It's a very short turn 1 heading towards turn 2. Alpha's had a very good start as he overtook Ali B already. Now turn 3 is going to be the very tricky part as they now head towards Chapel and into the hangar straight then where they get cut in as well. A few people drop positions, Johannes being one of them as well, but no damage so far, which is great to see. Just like we said in Prospect, no major issues at the moment. So at least everyone's been behaving themselves, and we're already at the end of the first lap.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, as there's one driver already in the pits, which is a Red Bull, which is Cloudy Balloons. So fantastic start there from Tech. Well, as my leaderboard has now completely glitched.
Yeah, so is mine, don't worry.
But yeah, no, it's definitely great start from Tech up into P2 on lap 3 already of this very short. He's using overtake as well to close the gap up to Colin.
Oh, SD Max has already got a time penalty as well, and I think he cut it in towards Chapel and the hangar straight, which is to be understandable. Meanwhile, he's having a battle with his teammate going side by side, heading into Stoke. Gogs gets the move done and up into 11. We've got Watsy, Gogs, SD Max, and Bannister on the mediums. Everybody else is on the soft compound of tyres. We're already on lap 3 of this race already. When we weren't on lap 3 a moment ago, we were on lap 2 as DRS is enabled then, so they will only be activated if the car in front of them is within, you're within 1 second of each other. Neon having a nice battle potentially with Ali B as well. Everybody is pretty close to each other between the top 7. Cal's made up quite a few positions as well. I'm into P6 doing a nice job for the Ferrari. Can he find a bit of straight line speed to get past Casper? We'll have to wait and see. Nope, he does not. As a KK goes into the pits as well. So he's having a horrible first few laps of this Grand Prix, and I believe he's going to pit on to another set of the softs or maybe the mediums. I don't know. But yeah, not a strong start for Cloudy or a KK so far, but a strong start from everybody else. But it's still early days. Don't forget, it is a 100% race due to the fact that if it is a 50% race, it would have been ended like for 20 minutes. So that's why we're running 100% race here tonight, which equates to around 45 minutes worth of racing. But yeah, everybody is pretty much within DRS of each other. Gog's still trying to get the move on Watsy now. Everybody's just reading everybody else in now. This can get very, very close now, Storm.
Yeah, definitely, with everyone nearly in the 1 second range of each other. It is going to cause quite a lot of battles on track as well, being a short lap as well.
Yeah, it is a short lap. Around, I think the fastest lap in Prospect, race lap-wise, I think it was a 45, 44 something. So, you know, I think we expect probably the 44s, the fastest lap time. They do get the fastest lap point from inside the top 10 and outside of the top 10, but there's no point on offer today due to the fact that it is a pre-season race. We're going to be thinking the drivers are probably going to pit around about laps 10 to 12 for their first stop for between the softs and the mediums. Here we go then. We've got someone who's battling. We've got the Haas who's battling with the Renault of Tech. Ali B gets the move down around the inside of Tech then. But is he going to fight back? Heading into Vale then. Goes to left-hand side. Now heads into Club. Can he make the move stick? We'll have to wait and see. Apologies to the camera. It's not the best angle at the moment. Still going side by side. Heading towards turn 1. But looks like Tech had the edge there. Up into P2 already. He had to make the move done due to the penalties that he has got at this stage. Neon has caught to the back of these lot as well. So if Ali B does not get a move on, Neon could be on the back of this train as well. We got a yellow flag in set to 1 and 2. So I think a few people getting caught out. It's not showing me on the track map though who's gone off. But we'll see in a minute. Here comes Neon then. Going for the move. He's got the overtake. Using 40% of his battery. Ali B just closed the door though. Ali B makes a mistake there. He was on the grass a little bit. That's gained Neon a little bit more time heading into Vale and now heading into Club. But, you know, Neon was, I believe, Nexus clone back in the old days, but he's now Neon. And he's got his teammate right behind him as well. I wonder if there's going to be team orders there, Storm.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting one. When Ali was battling with Tech just made a little bit of a mistake, causing the 3-second time penalty, which made everyone just close up that gap to Tech and reduce his gap to them as well. So as Ali B has now picked up a 3-second time penalty, that corner is proving to be a little bit of a pain for the drivers.
Yes, we've experienced it in the Prospect here. I think everybody in Prospect here got a penalty. I think there was only one or two drivers that did not get one, but almost everyone got one. So here we go. Then Ali B is struggling heading towards that final corner. Did he back off? I'm not entirely sure, but let's see. Has Neon trying to make the move stick into turn one? He almost sent Ali B off there. That's not good. It might have just been a mistake there. That's Cam's opportunity to go back into this as well. This is almighty stuff from these drivers. The podium tier drivers are giving it everything today as they head towards past Chapel and heading into the hangar straight then of, I think, turn 4. Neon's lost position to Casper. I believe that was team orders. As Casper's now up into third, and let's see what Casper does, chasing down the Renault driver of Alpha then as well. I wonder what Apex Rogue will be doing if he was racing tonight, but obviously he couldn't make it tonight, but I'm sure they're going to be a formidable force as well. Our podium tier commentator from last seat. Oh, as Ali B's gone off into the grass there. And that's not good. He probably got a warning for that. He's dropped down into 8th place, and Risky's like, thank you very much. He's got the position back, but yeah, Johanna's doing not too bad in 6th position. He's chasing down Cam for 5th too. Someone else has gone off as well. That might be Ali B once again, but yeah, a lot of people seem to be struggling on those soft tyres right now. Could it be the chance for people to pit for the medium tyres potentially?
Yeah, it could be for the medium tyres. I obviously racing early, I wouldn't have gone in lap 8 for the medium tyres. They can go, I'd say 11 to 13. It may just be a pure mistake from the drivers, being that they wouldn't normally practice for this type of gap as well. So
indeed, as Cam has gone into the pits, I wonder if it's an undercut strategy that he's going to try and do. I'm guessing he's doing an early pit stop. He's going on short stint on the softs for the first stint, then a long stint on the mediums, and then quite a bit of a long stint on the soft. So he comes in, and I wonder if the majority of the other drivers are going to pit as well. So we're going to keep an eye on our race leader, Colin Mason, who's already pulling up a 2-second gap to Tech in P2 with Casper in P3 as Colin stays out. So does Tech and so does Casper. So I wonder if Cam has pitted a little bit too early. There goes Ali B, that's also pit up a 3-second time penalty. But Neon has gone into the pit, and so does Cam's teammate of Risky, and so does Ali B too. So a few people did respond to Cam's undercut.
yeah, definitely, as we are now on lap 11, where the tyres will be starting to wear as we are on board with Colin. He is making that gap a little bit from Tech as well, so it's going to be an interesting one of when people pit, because it can potentially get them into the right position for that longer stint on the mediums.
Yeah, I even started to struggle a little bit on the longer stint on the mediums, but it depends if you're battling with someone or not as Tech comes in. So does JM69 Johannes, and he's going to stay out because he started on the medium. That's the majority of the people on the soft tyres pitting then. What about Jonas? Is he going to pit? Nope, he stays out as well. So a mixture of strategy from all these drivers on the soft tyres then. Let's see where everybody comes out in the range of that. So Cam is ahead of Neon, so I believe he made the undercut work. So great job from the Ferrari driver, the Risky Cam's teammate not that far behind. Johannes and Alpha then, they're going into the pits. Where they're going to end up in terms of position. Has Cam's undercut work? We'll have to find out. The pits lane loss is around about 25 to 30 seconds. And Cam has not got ahead of Alpha, but he's ahead of Johannes. Johannes must have had not a good pit stop, but he's still got a lot of time to make up in the race, and no harm done. Meanwhile, race leader pits. Our race leader is in Storm.
Yeah, definitely he'll want to get this pit stop done, and quickly as well. No fuss there from the Williams pit crew, as he's got in front of Casper as well coming out of the pits. So that's going to be a bonus as he comes out the pits. He's not going to have anyone
Yep, he looks like a clean pit stop from Casper as well. I think he's ahead of pretty much most of the drivers as well. But here comes Tech and Casper having a bit of a battle as well. He's got to get past the traffic of Cloudy Balloons. He's still yet to pit. I wonder why Cloudy's has not pitted yet, not responding to the undercut, because I believe you have to make a few more stops. But I wonder if Cloudy's staying on those tyres until he absolutely has to, which is probably 20 laps. Risky picks himself another 3-second time penalty. Rich is one of the few final runners on the soft tyres to go onto the mediums. Jonas stays out yet again. So I wonder if Jonas is seeing something that we are not at the moment. Only one way to find out, of course. Colin has got past Rich 500 in the pit lane. So he's having to sit on the road. He's got to try and get that gap to Alpha very, very well. And with Cloudy Balloons in front of Tech, then I think that's really going to help Colin stretch the gap a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see as Rich comes out just behind JM69 in 15th place. Ali B and Risky were having a bit of a battle there as Risky gets past Ali B up to 12th position.
Yeah, it's also quite different because Colin has gone for the soft compounds again, but Tech's gone for the mediums. Obviously wants to get the medium tyre out the way because he knows that Colin is going to be on the slower tyre in the last remaining laps as well. So he's going to have that tyre 4 as well. So he's really showing this tier where he is in terms of pace and that he isn't here to mess about.
He's here for the Drivers' Championship, Storm. He wants the Drivers' Championship, and I wonder if he's going to try his best to win the Constructors' Championship as well. I'm quite surprised he's absolutely dominating at the moment. We will see. Meanwhile, Cam gets past Casper, but Casper spins into the grass. I've seen quite a few people get caught out in the prospect here early when I was racing, and Casper's done exactly that, unfortunately. So what a shame. He's weaving the wheel with frustration here today in Silverstone short, and he's probably going to have to maybe come in. Has he got damage? No, he hasn't, so he's going to carry on then as well. Meanwhile, Gogs goes in into the pit lane. I wonder if it was for damage or if it was for... Nope, it's not for damage. It's for the soft tyres, which again, maybe a bit early, but we will see. Actually, no, it's not early. I think they can do it, those soft tyres, for probably potentially 20 laps on the softs and another 20 laps on the softs, and it'll be fine, but your tyres are going to be toast at the end of it. But Jonas finally goes into the pits for his first stop. Casper getting another penalty once again. So Jonas is going to go back to the back of the field. But what about Rich as he gets past Essie Matt? I'm missing out some of the battles today. I do apologise. But can Rich get the move into Vale? Then no, he can't. Essie Matt's with a little bit of a lock-up here as well as everybody closing up to each other once again then. And it's going to get to a point when these guys make their pit stops, there's going to be a few people that could get lapped already halfway into this race, which I have to say it's that's what the lane loss is for you as well. We got another battle up front. We got Risky and JM69 having a nice little cheeky battle then with the slipstream. JM69 with the straight line speed he goes. I'm heading past Hanger Straight and he gets past up into 9th position as Cloudy Balloons is trying to he was trying to hold off Tech there, but Cloudy had to fend for himself because Tech had the fresher tyres. Meanwhile, Watsy is another medium runner onto the soft tyres. So I believe that's everybody that's done their one stop apart from Bannister, who's in the lead of this race. I'm guessing he wants to hold on to the lead for a little bit longer for glory points, just like he did in the prospect here earlier, Storm.
Definitely. Also, Cloudy Balloons going into turn 1 did have another look at see, knowing he, as Cloudy Balloons, is going to have a look down the inside of Tech and retakes the position. So the soft tyres for Cloudy must be feeling, well, they must be feeling quite good for him at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like it at the moment. He's absolutely smashing it at the moment. Cloudy's thinking, who cares you're on fresher tyres? Who cares you're on a different strategy to everybody else? He's absolutely flying at this moment in time. And Tech is thinking, no, move out the way. But sometimes you just, when these short tracks, it's very hard to move out the way. So I wonder if Cloudy's just playing the long game and holding people up to potentially help the rivals around him. But Tech's going to have a go once again, heading in towards Stowe Corner Goes around the right-hand side then. Can he keep it on the lines of the track limits, which he does? And I think Cloudy's just going to have to back out. But look at how everybody else is catching up as well. We got Cam, we got Neon as well. You know, Cloudy can't hold these people up like that, because otherwise it's going to compromise his own race. He's probably going to end up near last position already if he's not careful, but we'll find out as well. Don't forget, these drivers are practicing ready for the first round next week, which is Canada. Will be the first round, and I will go for the Canada just a little bit later on then. We've got What's It and Gogs having a little bit of a scrap with Rich 500. We'd also got Speed and Risky as well. I think SC is a bit closer to Risky than compared to Watsy and Rich, but both of these drivers still going for the move. SC gets past Risky and Watsy gets by Rich, but how about Gox on Rich heading into Vale now? Not many people have made a move. Sick heading into Vale and Club, but Gogs is going to do so. Great move from the AlphaTauri driver up into 12th place. Rich, though, is still going to go side by side heading into turn 1. We've seen quite a few people do that earlier on, make it through turn 1. They're still going side by side. It's insane from both of these drivers. Can they get the move done into turn 2 and heading towards turn 3? Maybe not, but I know Rich could have another go very, very soon. And that's Risky gone off for a spin. Oh no, what a shame. He was doing so well, Storm.
Got the end of it. Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. Look up in the pits, 18 laps on the soft compound tyre, so fantastic from the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, he is. Another person on the longer tyres is okay. KB's not going into the pits yet. As well. We're on lap 22 of 52, so we're almost halfway. We actually are halfway into this race, pretty much already in a few laps' time. So a few of these drivers will probably be thinking about their final stops in about 10, 13 laps' time. So whilst the race is quieting down a little bit for some of the drivers, it's really kicking off for the guys up near the front. In particular, Ali B and Neon. I wonder if the Haas drivers will be working together, and I wonder if the Haas drivers are in there a little party of their own as well, just working strategies and thinking, right, if I can't get past, you get past, etc. It's nice that the teammates are a bit like that as well. It looks like that the Haas are going to have a good battle in the Constructors' Championship with, I think, most of the drivers at the moment. Both drivers are in the top 10 already. The top 12 do score points in a regular season, obviously not tonight then. Let's see what Ali B can do behind Neon. Ali B with a better straight line speed there, and I think that's really going to help him past toe corner. He's got a very good flow to it, heading towards that. And I wonder if JM69 is going to do exactly the same thing. Here comes Neon side by side once again into Club. And I have a feeling Ali B's going to have none of that. They're not leaving much space at all. Banging wheels once again. Ali B up into 4th place, but the danger is someone's gone up, and it is Ali B. What a shame.
Yeah, definitely a great battle, but obviously Ali B coming off the worst. But we have got Neon on the back of, it looks like, the Haas teammate, of JM as well. So he's going to go for the move. He's side by side with him into the corner. Is he going to get it done? He's going to go round the outside. They've touched a little bit as they go into done. They're still battling side by side, but JM gets the
stuff from both of them as well. Johannes up into 4th place already in this race, but don't forget he's got penalties. Speaking of penalties, actually, most of these drivers are on 3 or 6 seconds as Ali B is out of the race, and it's not really a surprise, but it's a shame that he's given up, because many people that may have made some mistakes, but Ali B's main focus now is potentially for the season opener next week. No safety car though, no PSC so far as well. We've seen that in Prospect here. I wonder what happened in the points there as well. Meanwhile, Casper and Gogs going side by side into Stowe corner. Looks like it's a very common overtaking spot here tonight. A lot of people taking a little bit more risk now as we go halfway into this Grand Prix. Casper goes to the left-hand side, he goes. And he's really trying to make this stick. We've got Rich who's round the back of this as well very soon, so he could just claw back. And Ali, there goes Ali Zayad. Ali Zayad has caught him on the way. And Neon's out the race. What's happened to Neon? Oh, did he just spin it on his own there, Storm? I did not see that. We got a VSC.
I don't quite know what happened. All I saw was, and one of the cars has collided with the non-ghosted car, but that was not a usual DNF that you would normally see with the impact of the racing point into the wall. Under the VSC, because we know the lap time delta isn't the driver's best friend.
Death game that we've already got 2 retirements already. I thought it would have been a safety car that caused by the drivers, but I'm guessing that it was not much debris from the drivers, so that is why they are sticking to it, of course. So Colin still leads. Look at the gap, 8.4 seconds, but look at this potential fight for the podium then, potentially as well when the VSC ends. So Cam's caught definitely a lot with this safety car. And Cloudy Balloons has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. My oh my, Cloudy's balloon race has gone from bad to worse. He's going to have to serve it in the pits, and due to the fact that it's quite short laps, he has to get it underway very soon. And I'm very, very shocked. Colin has gone into the pits. Now, he's done 2 soft stints already earlier on, which, again, I'm quite shocked about. But I'm guessing he wanted to get the gap done nice and early. But the question is, everybody else, majority of the drivers, will be on softer tyres at the end of this race, pretty much. So maybe they could catch up to Colin Mason. But you never know what could happen. But I'm sure that Colin is going to try and cover for the undercut anyway. So you know what happen with him. So Colin then is in 11th for now. But is he going to be the one that clinches this race win, as a KK has picked himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings so far? Everybody, I think, potentially could be under 6 seconds soon if they're not careful, which we hope does not happen for as well. Second time penalty, so that's a bit of a shame at the moment. As Cloudy Balloons is out of the session. Risky's gone off as well. In the grass, and he's gone reversing. He's done the Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, definitely. Just obviously reading the comments on the stream as well. Neon did make a comment of that he lost the rear of the car and went into the wall, as Cloudy Balloons has DNF'd on the track.
He did quite a while ago.
Oh, it's only now just come up on my screen.
Oh, that's a bit of a shame then. But yeah, Cloudy did retire, as I think he had a drive-through, and it was a recipe for disaster for him, and that pretty much ended his race, which was a bit of a shame. But luckily, it's a pre-season race. If you make mistakes in a pre-season race, it's fine, because you won't be scoring any points. So there's multiple chances to basically put right what you did wrong this week. And it is a short track anyway, so you can concentrate on the season ahead. Only a few drivers not picking up penalties, as Cam has got a good run on Tech heading towards Stowe, but Tech's straight line speed is impeccable at the moment, as Risky's out of the race as well. Another person who's retired from the pit lane. His race did go from bad to worse for him, but again, it's all about the race next week, as Cam is drawing Tech in at the moment. It's a great battle between these two right now, and I wonder, Colin is not being able to get past the traffic that he's not wanting to. Could these 2 cars up front be the sign that this could be the battle for the win here?
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that at the moment, because obviously Colin can't get through the traffic in front of him. But it's, going to be the case of, when does Tech pit? When does Cam pit as well? Because they are on the medium compound tyres. They will go to the softs as well. So they don't want to drop too far back. So they're just probably pushing as many laps as they can on the medium compound tyre. So when they do pit, they won't drop down as far, maybe as far as Colin, so they can get in front of him when they come out on the pit entry.
Exactly, as Johannes goes into the pit lane, we've got SD Max as well that is in the pit lane at the moment. So they're going to be doing their final stops. Both of these drivers going on the soft. I believe SD Max started on the medium compound of tyres. So he's done 2 soft stints. So everybody that's in this race, as long as they finish, they will be getting points if it is a normal one-hub race. So pretty much an incentive to keep going as Cam goes into the pits. I'm guessing he wants to do the undercut. He did do the undercut a few moments ago, the first pit stop. So I'm not surprised he's doing it again due to the long pit stop. So he's going for the softs. Tech will have to think about pitting this lap. If he doesn't pit this lap, he's going to lose a chunk of time. I think Casper, we're going to be pitting as well. Quite a few contenders for driver of the day as Tech has picked himself another penalty. So Tech's up to 6 seconds. Watsy's up to 3. I'm just thinking, when does Watsy need to pit? I'm just trying to see, actually, who's still to make a stop. Pretty much the top 6 will need to make their final stop. So does Bannister. Everybody else has made their 2 stops. So as Colin Mason has picked up his first 3-second time penalty of the session, which is a bit of a shame, but not a shame because most of his rivals have got 3 seconds anyway, so it hasn't harmed him too much.
No, definitely, as now Tech is in the pits as well, so let's just see where he comes out on the track as well. Quick pit stop, he's gone for the soft tyre as Colin has now gone and set even a faster lap of the race with a 45.2.
Yep, and I think that's probably going to stay there for the rest of the session. And Johannes is like, no, you're not having that fastest lap, my friend. And he gets it. So there we go. Up into 9th, well, stays in 9th position, and he gets the fastest lap to boot as well. And that is a very close pit stop for Tech and Cam. So this is going to be very, very spicy indeed. But Colin is still in the lead by quite some margin. The question is, can these two catch up to Colin with the delta of tyres that they have? We'll have to wait and see as Cam dives it around the inside of Tech into Stowe, and he keeps it like that at the moment. But I do know Tech, and he's a fighter, and he does not want to give up. He just missed out on the race win in Japan last season due to an unfortunate glitch that the game gave. And is he due for one this season? And with the pace he's showing in the podium tail, won't be surprised if he gets one at the moment as Watsy comes out of the pits onto his soft tyres. So I wonder if Bannister will be thinking about pitting soon as well. I'm surprised Casper hasn't. He stays out. What about Rich? He stays out as well. So that's going to really benefit the people that have already made their pit stops. We do have a yellow flag. We did see someone bin it. I didn't know who binned it. But nice to see a few fans of a few people in the chat. Good few supporters as well. We got someone rooting for Colin there as well, which is great to see. Let us know who you're supporting in the chat. And we're just waiting for the final four drivers to make their final pit stops, and then everyone would have made their 2 stops. It's quieting down the race for a little bit, but chance for people to get their breath back before the battles start again in a few laps' time.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, as Tech has just gone on the grass a little bit, coming out of the corner just before the DRS, so it's going to warm up the tyres a little bit too much as well, so he's losing that gap kind of to Cam at the moment, as Cam is trying now to build that gap as well. So it's going to be an interesting last 10 to 12 laps.
Yeah, it is. It's just gone quickly like that. We're like 8:15 and we're almost at the end of this race. How crazy. Absolutely insane at the moment. And we've still got, after this race, 2 more races to go tonight, which is crazy, I have to say. And to be honest, every single one of the drivers today of all the tiers have put on a fantastic show, as Jonas gets past Rich 500 on his fresher tyres. I wonder if Rich will see that as a sign to go into the pits. Nobody does not. Jonas with a bit of a lock up there into Vale, now heading towards Club, then heading towards the final corner. Let's see if Rich can get a bit of straight line speed that he needed to at the moment as they start lap 39 of 52 at the moment, as Akeka gets a time penalty. I have a feeling that these time penalties are going to decide some people's races at this stage. With Rich hardly getting any penalties, Cam getting no penalties at all. We've got another yellow flag. That is, I believe, another Alfa Romeo. That may be Watsy. I'm not sure. Jonas, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm surprised some of the people on the memes have not gone onto the pits yet. And when we planned the strategy, myself and Liam in Prospect, we pitted, I think, a few laps ago, like lap 37 or whatever. I'm just shocked that these guys have not made the jump.
Yeah, definitely. The pit stop obviously is roughly around about 25 seconds, so it's half a lap of the Silverstone short track as well. So they're going to want to get the pit stops in, I'd say roughly lap 39 to 41. So they are now in that area of getting the pit stops as well.
Yeah, so do watch out. You got to be careful that you don't get laps. I feel like a few drivers are getting lapped already. But yeah, I think Tech's mistake earlier on in the race has probably hindered him. And I don't think he's going to get past Cam anytime soon. Now the question is, I don't think Cam's going to find the gap enough to get past Colin Mason on penalties. Colin Mason, I believe, just has the 3 seconds as Jonas and Casper both in it to the pits, and I think that's everybody that's made their 2 stops. Let me just have a look. Yes, everybody has made their 2 stops. No one is going to get disqualified anyway, which is good news. So everyone's following the rules, and at least it gives them a chance. Hopefully they won't forget at the end of it. As someone is yellow flag. Who was that, I wonder? I'm just trying to think what that yellow flag was. That might be Watsy, actually. I don't have a clue, but it may have just been someone coming out of the pit lane. But anyway, Watsy stays in 6th. Where does Jonas come out of all of this? He's just come out ahead of lapped Williams, I believe. Yep, he has. So Jonas Albrit is up into 9th place. And Rich stays in 10th position. I don't think he's going to get past Jonas. Meanwhile, Tech's got past Cam. Side by side, they're banging wheels. They're heading past Valley into Club then. So it must be the Cam's made a little bit of a mistake. So Tech is still back in this race, but all Cam needs to do is stay within Tech, and he's going to get P2 on the basically in penalties. But I know Cam's a racer at heart. He wants to get this move done as well. Johannes is also fighting as well. We can see potentially a 3-way fight for the final 2 spots on the podium. It's going to get very, very exciting. A lot of people are trying to break slipstream, which is quite a clever tactic, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be in someone's slipstream because it's just going to give them the momentum to try and get that pass done. So what Tech is doing, he's trying to break that slipstream and also trying to break the DRS 1 second as well. So Cam can't come at him and attack him in the straight as well. So
yes, as Estes picked himself a 3-second time penalty, won the final third of this pre-season race for the podium tier. Don't forget you can check out the other tier that's going on now, the position tier, which is on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/OneHubRacing. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Instagram, Discord and Twitter in order for a chance to be entered into our giveaway for Next Level Racing, where you can win a GT-like cockpit as well if you follow all of our social medias as well. So don't forget to check out Next Level Racing. The Twitter is NextLVR Racing, and I believe their website nextlevelracing.com. So make sure you check them out as well. I'm sure a lot of these drivers will be wanting to win that as well. And also don't forget our new partner this season, Elite Racing Team, ERT. They're going to be providing money to the winner for the Going Gets Tough Award. I believe it's £25 to both, I think, 2 winners actually as well. And they give their drivers as well, their ERT drivers, race premium for free, so they get to race for free in our leagues. No ERT driver in the podium tier, but I'm sure the ERT staff will be watching this tier with anticipation, trying to see who they're going to sign from them. But, you know, we'll find out. Of course, Casper picks up a penalty. That could cost him in the race, but this is very, very spicy between these podium runners right now. Colin must be loving this. Maybe him going on to the memes at the end of the race is not such a bad idea after all.
no, definitely it may be a perfect strategy for the Williams driver in this pre-season race this evening. He is on lap 16 mediums, but the guys behind him have, well, except from Cam, who's got a penalty, I think the penalties tonight will potentially decide some of the race finishes for the drivers, especially Tech. He may not even get on the podium at the moment if JM can close that gap up to Cam, which he is already. So it's going to be a very chaotic, I think, finish.
KK's got to be careful though that he's not going to get disqualified, as he got 27 seconds worth of penalties. I believe it takes up to 43 seconds to get disqualified from the race, so you got to be careful, my friend. Okay, but JM he's got the same penalties as Tech, so if Tech can keep JM behind him, Tech's going to get the podium, and we know that Cam is going to keep P2 if he can keep all of these drivers at bay at the moment. Rich is going to jump up quite a lot of positions, so maybe Bannister potentially as well, but definitely Rich, I have to say. So Colin has been leading pretty much since the very start. Who's got the fastest lap so far? It's not him though, so he's not going to quite get the hat-trick of pole fastest lap. Well, he's got pole. He's going to get the win potentially, but he's not going to get fastest lap. Fastest lap is going to this guy at the moment inside the top 10, Casper, with a 44.5. If I can read, I think, yeah, 44.5. There we go. I eventually got my words correct there as well. I don't think Cam needs to push too much. I think they just keep battling quite a lot as well, but we shall see what happens. But apart from these three battling for the podium, everyone else has just seemed to be running their own race, and the positions may stay as they were on track, at least for pretty much those drivers, apart from the ones fighting for the final place on the podium. So the question is, who's going to get the final space? Is it going to be Tech, or is it going to be JM69? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fantastic finish for the podium tier as well, and it's going to definitely show the drivers where they potentially are going to be on the grid this season, you know, going into round one in Canada. Canada not being the most easiest of tracks to go into.
No, I to be fair, I'm not looking forward to Canada next week as a racer, because that was where I got my second DNF for in one hub, which was not the nicest feeling, I have to say, but hopefully these drivers will have a better Canada race next time about. But there's still a few more laps to go of this one, and still a podium to contend with as well. And Johannes, he's got to get past Cam, because otherwise there's no way he's going to get past Tech 31 Racing, who's doing amazing so far as well. It's going to be hard to choose my driver of the days, but it's going to be very, very close indeed. It won't count towards their stats, of course, but they'll just be winning it for pride. So we're on lap 50 out of 52. Colin still leads. 3 more laps to go. He can't make a mistake now, because all it takes is for one small mistake, and then suddenly Cam will be winning this race. But some of you guys that are watching, you're probably hoping that Colin does take this race home to a victory. I think but it's gonna be, they're gonna be fighting bit of toe to nail at the moment, so we'll find out how these drivers get on towards the end here. So make sure you stay watching until the very end, as we're on to the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, now it's coming up to the last lap for Colin. He's had a fantastic qualifying, fantastic race as well, perfect strategy from the Williams driver. He's going to go home tonight and be fantastic with a good day at the office.
Definitely, I have to say. So he's going to be on the final lap very, very soon. But let's see. I wonder if Johannes has saved something in the bag until the very end. I know Rich has done so for P9. I don't think he has to fight Gogs on the track, because he could get positional penalty anyway. But he's a racer at heart. He wants to get the position as much as he possibly can. So we'll see what happens with him later on in this race. The final lap goes Colin Mason at this moment in time. He has a 3-second penalty, but that does not matter. But that's Tech's podium gone. That's Tech's podium gone. He's got a 3-second time penalty. Does the Renault driver? That is really, really bad for him. But meanwhile, let's go on board with the Williams driver, Colin, there's one Williams driver that hasn't had the best of races, but there's one that's had a fantastic race. Had pole, he led from lights to flag, heading towards the final corner of Club now. He can celebrate early if he wants to, but he doesn't want to make any mistakes. Colin wins the pre-season race for the podium tier. Tech's going to get P2 on the road, but he's going to just miss out on the podium. Cam gets P2. No penalties to his name. Well done to him. Johannes gets third. Tech fourth. SD Mats gets fifth. Watsy with a stellar drive in fifth place due to penalties. Casper drops down to 8th due to penalties, so Jonas will get 7th, and I believe Rich will get 9th because Gogs had a 6-second penalty. Yes, Rich gets 8th. Casper drops down to 9th due to his penalties. We're just waiting for Bannister to come across the line, which he does. So that's all 12 drivers that have stayed to the end, made it through to check a flag. The driver of the day in-game goes to Watsy. We'll choose our driver of the day in a minute with a question. But that was a very, very, very good race indeed. Got quiet towards the end there, but I have to say Colin has been faultless from start to finish.
Definitely. Fantastic race from the Williams driver from start to finish. And also there was a very close battle between 90% of the drivers as well. So it's going to be a fantastic season in the podium tier as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure the commentators are definitely going to be in for a real treat next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So we're getting the podium celebrations. I wonder if Colin is going to get used to this at this moment, but don't forget, a short track may provide differences to some other tracks. So I wonder if he can keep this momentum going into next week. So let's get your results then for the podium tier tonight, the pre-season race. So we've got Colin, who wins from Cam K by 4.6 seconds. JM69 in third. Tech in fourth. Watsy in fifth. SD Mats in sixth. Jonas Olbrit in seventh. Rich Firepower in eighth. Casper in ninth. And Gogs rounds up your top 10. And we got Bannister and KK round up your final points for tonight. And your non-finishers are Risky, Cloudy Balloons, Neon, and Ali B. So now it's time for the moment of the stream to choose our drivers of the day. We got to pick one driver each, and we got to think of a question. So I'll start with you, Storm. Who is your driver of the day today?
My driver for the day is going to be Rich. He started P14 from qualifying, got himself up to P8. With him finishing in P14, did he have the potential of finishing in the points today, or did he think that it was just all about getting them laps in and just getting himself used to the drivers in the tier as well?
Interesting choice there. I don't think I would have gone for them, but it gives me a really hard decision to decide on my drive today because there's so many different candidates. Watsy going from high down on the grid as well. Cam getting no penalties as well. I can't remember where Cam actually started. I'll need to actually check the stream for that. I'm torn between whether to give drive of the day to Colin or to Cam, but since I'm just trying to think. It's really hard decision. These drivers are definitely being given it their all. So I'm just trying to think. I'm just going to try and get the results up on my screen quickly if the stream decides to work. There we go. So, it's a very hard decision. Very hard. So, some people go for the boring choice and go for the race winner. I'm going to go for Cam this week. Started 8th. Made the undercut strategy work. Finished in second. He nailed it and kept everyone else behind. Had no penalties as well. Kept it completely clean. Almost got the fastest lap, but just missed out. So, my question is, how hard was it to keep penalty free? And did you have fun battling with the likes of JM and Tech for the final podium positions? So those were your two drivers of the day. Your drivers of the day nominations were Rich Five Hammers and Cam. You can vote for those when the polls go up tomorrow. So you can choose out of one of those. So it gives me a good opportunity to go through our sponsors once again. Now, all of our sponsors and partnerships and associations for this season. First of all, Next Level Racing. They'll be providing a GT light rig to the winner of our giveaway. In order to enter our giveaway, you must be following us on Twitter. following us on Instagram, following us on Twitch, subscribing to us on YouTube, and also joining our Discord server and lots of other our social medias that I completely forgot. But make sure you check us out as well. Also, make sure you follow Vespertine as well. They're one of our partners here at One Hub Racing. They're supporting our championship prize, as well as Liam RBS, who is sponsoring our trophies for this season. You can check out his Twitch. He streams quite regularly, twitch.tv/Liam RBS. Also, you can check our new sponsor for this season, 3M Sim Racing. They're sponsoring the league by providing a pair of sim racing gloves to the driver with the most poles and driver with the most fastest laps as well. So I'm not sure a lot of drivers will be going for that. As well as our other partner, ERT, Elite Racing Team. They're partner in the ERT Going Gets Tough award. And usually Time to Print provide 20% of this week's track on their Etsy store, but since they don't have a short track, they're not providing us for this week. So there we go then. That has been your podium tier race for tonight. There's still 2 more races to go. We've got the Precision tier on our Twitch at the moment, and the Pinnacle tier has just started. So make sure you check those streams out. Precision tier being commentated by Tom Mole and Liam J HMC12, and our Pinnacle tier being commentated by Daniel Hogard, which is Dakar and Indecisive. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Storm for filling in at the very last second. It's been a lot of fun commentating with each other. Hopefully we get to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a fantastic evening in One Hub again for a pre-season race, and obviously commentating with yourself tonight, Jess.
Yes, indeed. So thank you very much so much for watching. Enjoy the final 2 races here tonight, and we'll see you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. We've got 10 races this season. We've got Canada next week, Singapore the week after. We got China on the 30th. Then we head to Belgium, Austria, Spain, Italy, Russia, France, and Brazil. We should be in for an absolute cracker. IBJS Games 95, and Storm has been our RAS Storm. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.